Hello everyone, for today's video we are back on the wee little Chromebook, or Chromium OS book I should say, just to demonstrate a couple of things. Firstly we're going to have a look at an application, a photo editing web application by the name of Polarr, and secondly this is a bit of a test just to see how this video captures using an external capture card. This is going to be running on, as I say, the little notebook computer that runs on a Gemini Lake Pentium processor. It's an N5000, which is a very low power quad-core processor. But I just want to demonstrate just what you can do today with a photo editor on such low power hardware. Now remember, this processor runs at kind of 4 to 6 watts power consumption, so very, very low power. So without further ado, let's jump in and launch the application. There we go. And that's loaded up nicely for us. We'll go full screen. So we'll open our Photos folder. And I downloaded a photo earlier for the purposes of demonstration. So let's go into, where are we, my drive. And I save this in Wallpapers. And there we are, a nice photo of Ian McCallum. So you can see already that several options are open to us. And on the right hand side here we've got all the various adjustment options which we can use, and we can scroll up and down just to see those. Over here on the left hand side we've got filters. Now by default it will suggest a number of filters that you can apply to the image. And you can load more down here if we want to see some more. So there, it's just importing those. So for example, if we wanted to, let's pick one of these, shall we? What should we have? Let's take Spotlight, and you can see it's applied the effect. Now if you come to the left hand side here, just below the tick, you've got the amount of effect versus original you want to apply. So if you bring that down, it'll revert it slowly back to stock, and then as we roll that forward it'll bring more of the effect into play. Okay. Now if we don't like that, we can reverse it. We can come over here and we can go undo, and it will take us back to the original. Also at any time, if you hover your mouse over the show original down here and just hold it down, it will revert to original at any time as well. So we've got text, we can add text, we can add shapes, we can add dividers. I've got some presets, but let's add some text. Let's double click, let's just add a title. Sorry, it's a Syrian. There we go. Now we can zoom in as well. This is the scroll feature on the mouse here, just zooming up and down. But if we highlight that, we can place it anywhere we wish. So we can place it at the top, and that's there. Now, as I said, you can revert at any time. If you come down here to the bottom right and just hold down on this, you'll see it goes away and comes back. So we can change that as we wish. Should you wish to insert shapes, you can. Some presets here, or you can free format your own. What should we have? Choose that one. Rather large, so we come up to size, we can take this up and down. So let's take that right down. We can reposition, we can change our colour. That's heart, so it should be red. And there we go. Obviously if we click on it, it just brings up the relevant pane to make the adjustments to that. Now we can adjust on this, of course, things like the opacity, so we can make it transparent or opaque, and we can adjust blend, so we can blend it right the way into the background if we wish, or bring it to make it stand out. Now what I hope you can see here is the speed at which these effects apply. Now I remember not so many years ago when to use a photo editor like this on anything but a powerful machine, you were sitting waiting for effects to take effect in the preview. But even low-end machines now will do this for you. Now if we hop over to this side here, we can adjust the temperature. So there we go, up and down. We can warm it up, cool it down as we wish. So let's warm it up slightly. Tint, much the same thing really. Vibrance, saturation, so it's our colour saturation, so we can step that up slightly if we wish. You've now got dehazing, exposure and brightness. We can brighten this probably ever so slightly. There we go. And black levels. Now having brightened it, we can take our black levels down just to deepen the... There we go. Black areas very slightly. And this is a JPEG picture, so you're going to get some artifacts in there, but obviously that's dependent on the quality of the image that you load originally. Okay. Now under detail, we've got clarity and sharpen. Now if you take on clarity, there we go, that will add some clarity, and sharpen has much the same effect. You've got to be careful not to overdo these things. And also down here you've got applying a vignette, and you've also got saturation, hue and luminance. So hue, for example, we can change. Now often with the camera you can find you may have some lens distortion, so that's what's often known as barrel distortion. That will often appear at the edges of the photo, so parallel lines will deviate from parallel, and you can correct those. Alternatively, you can just apply the effects kind of outside of that if you wish. So for example, lens distortion, if we adjust this, what you'll see is we can adjust for distortion of the lens. I'm going to do horizontal only, and we can do vertical. Again, the speed at which it does this is pretty good. Now, should you perhaps have a photo with many different people in, and some may not wish you to use that photo, you can pixelate. So if we just use it on the overall photo here and just choose pixelate, what you'll see is it applies it to the whole photo, and you can change the effect here. So we can take it down to there, for example. However, if you were to go on to selective adjustments, what you can do then is select an area of the image and just apply the effect to that area. Now for that effect, anything within this selective editing tool, you do need, unfortunately, to cough up a small premium either on a monthly or an annual basis and pay for the software. But 95% of what you can do in this program is free to use. So I don't want to apply pixelation, so let's undo that. Let's take it back, and let's come out of that. Let's go back there. Now suppose we want to crop. So I only want one of these, so let me apply some cropping. But first let me just take this, let me go back to, where were we? There's the crop tool. Now it's crop and rotate, so you can rotate the image there, or you can just apply the usual crop. So assume I just wanted to take that part there for a head and shoulders. Take that down. About right. Click the tick, click apply, and there we are. And again, at any point, if you come down here, we hover and we hold our mouse button down, it'll revert to the original. You've got your histogram up the top here, and when your mouse is over the image. And lastly, we can of course save the image. So before we do that, let's look at one more thing down here. So grain is interesting. It kind of replicates what you may have on a film camera. So you can go in and you can adjust the various parameters here, but if you watch the effect on the image as we take up grain, it'll just make it kind of makes the image dirtier and more speckled as you would get from a kind of an old film camera. And you can adjust that up and down. So let's leave that about midpoint, and let's now save the image. So you literally click up here on Save Photo. Options come up here. You can apply a watermark, change the metadata, edit batches of photos, adjust the quality. So you've got medium, high and best, and it will tell you this file size it's going to save, and you can obviously save it in these formats here. And we click here for Save Copy, give it a name, so we'll change this to 1. There we go, and click Save. And of course now, because we are on the Chromium OS, that has now saved that up to the lovely Google Drive into the Photos folder. So there we are, just a very, very quick overview of a couple of things. One, a really good, simple and free program that probably would cater for most people's needs in terms of a basic photo and image editing program, and also just a demonstration of the power of some of these really low-end laptops and Intel chips at the moment. You really can do some quite powerful editing on them, as you can see. So that was just a very brief overview. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.